Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Broken Brand. And today we're going to be looking at Warner Brothers DC making the shift to anime. Now, this is something we all should have seen coming. I kind of figured something like this would happen. They've been kind of playing in that area to begin with. Warner Brothers owns the rights to JoJo's Big Adventure, JoJo's Fantastic Adventure. I forget. Uh, I tried to watch the anime. It's not my cup of tea. Just not. Nothing against it. Just wasn't for me. And uh, Battle for Ragnarok, Record of Ragnarok, which is not bad. I enjoyed it. It wasn't blew me away, but that's another anime series that Warner Brothers Discovery owns, and I think they're both on Netflix right now. So this isn't like all new territory. Territory. It's also not new territory for DC. DC's been playing around with animation for several years now. Back in like 2018, they made Batman Ninja, which is kind of an anime style, and a lot of people hated it. And I'm not one of them. I thought it was just the animation style was very different. It's very hand drawn anime style, realistic. It looked really fantastic. The story was absolute insanity. Like it was just over the top crazy, and it kind of circled back to being good. It was just going, oh, this is just terrible. It's terrible. Oh wait, it's good again. Oh wait, no, we're back to good again. Okay, and I mean, I really like Batman Ninja. It's fun to watch, and they've also did. I just watched recently Justice League versus RWBY, which is more computer animation. It is computer animation, but inspired by anime done by Rooster Teeth Studios, which is now gone. So we won't be getting any of that. But they do have Suicide Squad Isekai that is coming out in July. That'll be released to Japan and some other areas, and it probably won't be dubbed and in the U.S. till probably the end of the year, yeah, at best. Probably if you like the dub versions, it won't be coming around to 2025, to be honest. But right here we've got the little screenshot of what it looks like. I've watched the trailer. Basically, it's they kind of get sucked into an anime world, isekai, which is apparently Japanese for other world. So Suicide Squad going to Otherworld. And so this looks like fun, kind of be reminiscent of the Justice League versus RWBY. And I think this is going to be how it's going to be for a lot of the animation. Don't get me wrong, DC animation up until now was top notch. Marvel couldn't touch DC animation. The animation was good, the stories were good, everything was consistent within itself. It wasn't There was no self insertion, no vast deviation from the comic book source they were trying to adapt. It was just great DC animation until until they started their own series, their own streaming service. See, a lot of people forget about this. DC Universe was a streaming service and comic book service that launched by itself. I remember because I signed up for it immediately. You had access to all the DC comics and new shows, and they're adding more animation once they're getting more rights to it all, and the Superman movies, and just everything was going to be all DC Universe, and then all the mergers and stuff started happening, and then I think once their Harley Quinn animated series went to Max, it went from okay, this is a fun, we're letting these people play with the character, explore it, went from okay, this is a bit this pushes the boundaries, but we're all for it to just, and we're out. I think I cut out after season 2, maybe 3, but it just got, yeah. I, I, I couldn't, after like the first couple seasons, I can't defend it. I really can't. It's not good. It's bad. It gets really bad. That's my opinion. But I mean, a lot of people can't make it that far into it because I mean, yeah, they kind of destroy a lot of characters and make fun of a lot of characters. So, I mean, I think this push into animation and all being done in Japan means that we're going to get quality animation, quality stories that are untouched and unaltered by Western producers, writers, and this will tap into that anime market that they haven't really got into. Because I'll be honest, a lot of people make this assumption, and I think they're guessing correctly. Uh, there are fewer comic book stores in the Dallas Fort Worth area that are strictly comics. I haven't found one that isn't at least 50% manga. Haven't found one yet. Even the small little independent ones, they're like tiny in little strip malls and stuff. They're like 50% manga because it sells. That's what people are wanting. Anime is the big thing. This is the way the Western world is starting to look for new stories and new entertainment. So we're definitely going to be seeing more of this over and over and over and over and over again. The problem is, will others follow? And what will happen to the Western animation market? I don't know. Because I honestly couldn't tell you the last Disney animated movie I saw was. I really don't. I mean, I saw Super Mario Brothers. I saw Kung Fu Panda 4. I saw the last Sing 2, and others. I've I've taken my kids to see multiple re-releases of Studio Ghibli movies back last fall and more again this summer. And yeah, my animation is not my animation choices are not Western animation choices because it's not good. End of discussion. Bad stories, bad, just bad. I mean, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And Warner Brothers is probably doing the smart thing and pushing into the anime market faster than anybody else is, announcing it. We'll see more of it. Will anime studios start to develop here in the U.S. to do that? I don't know. But if it's the same people that are involved in the current animation, we're just going to get the same junk. So I'm excited to see the shift in entertainment in animation, and I hope it's great. We'll see how Suicide Squad Isekai turns out. I think it looks pretty good, but the animation style is a little different than what most are used to seeing. So it's more adult. It's more edgy, and I forget the Japanese term for it. It's a division, and I'm sorry if you know it. Put it in the comments below. And I'm enjoying I'm enjoying to see what's going to happen next because honestly, it's going to be interesting. And I mean, seriously, I decided I'm just gonna my both my kids love anime. I love it. I grew up on it. I grew up on subs before we even got decent dubs back in the early '90s. So I'm all in on this. So we're doing this, and I think DC's smart for doing this. Warner Brothers, great job. Do this. I think they'll see success, not just here in the U.S., but broader success across the world because the anime market just isn't Japan. We had sometimes when we look at it from a Western point of view, like here in the U.S., we think, oh, everyone watches our stuff, but we don't realize that the entire world watches anime and a lot of it, and they consume a lot of it. And manga is translated into a lot of other languages besides English, and it's everywhere. And so I think this is DC's push into anime, and I hope it's successful. And I hope they get a good grip in it because I'd like to see more adaptations in anime of older Justice League stories, older Batman, going back to like the true Ted Cord Blue Beetle and see how he started out without the actual device and then come to find it and just go deep diving. And Doctor Fate, we need more Doctor Fate. Like for real, Doctor Fate and Constantine, please, please, lots of it, lots of Doctor Fate and Constantine, please, more, more, more. That's what I really want. Now that I think about it, Doctor Fate and Constantine, yes, I know I've got 2 or 3 animated Constantine movies. The series was great. Keanu Reeves was great, but and Doctor Fate was great in Black Adam. He's the only reason I went to go see that movie. And Pierce Brosnan did wonderful, perfect. Wish I didn't. Don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but it's been a few years. Can't believe they killed him off because I want more Doctor Fate. I want Pierce Brosnan Doctor Fate. So we'll just see where it goes from here. Hopefully, wonderful and great things. But we're just gonna have to sit back and relax and see what happens. And we're not gonna see the first fruits of this endeavor till July, and I'm not sure when it's actually officially going to be pushed into the U.S. and on what streaming service, because it could come out on Max or Netflix depending on the rights. I don't know, but since this is DC, there's a high likelihood that it's only going to be on Max. So we'll just see. Until then, as always, my friends, I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.